And we are live. Just gonna give it a few minutes here. Let me let my group know. Guys, let me know where you guys are from. Put it in the chat real quick. Just gotta do a couple things. Where is it? All right, all right. So let's look at some comments here real quick. Oh, we got my guy from Virginia. I'm from Virginia. I'm actually based out of Virginia. What part of Virginia? All right, great to be here. Crystal Jackson, Tennessee. Shout out to my guy David. Shout out to my guy Maddie. Shout out to my guy Kenny. Oh, Hampton Roads. I'm right in. I'm right. I'm nearby. I won't give my location, but I am nearby. Let's just say that. Indiana. Guys, do me a favor real quick. Do me a favor real quick. Share this live out. Share this live out. Do me a favor. Share this live with at least 5 people. With at least 5 people. Yep. Definitely a small world. There's my guy Paul. Share this live out. Share this live out, and then I'll get started. Give it a few minutes. Sunday night. All right, I sent my texts. I sent my emails. All right, so real quick, let me. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Let me know in the comments. Put a 1 in the chat or put a 1 in the comments if you guys can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can see my screen. All right, so you guys can see it. All right, perfect. So we'll get started. So this is a quick presentation. This is not actually, how many slides is it? How many slides is it? Well, it's not. It's like 13 slides, right? I've done this presentation for some small groups. So some of you may have seen it if you're in my group. If you guys are not in my group, link is in the description. Let me put that there for you. If you guys have not seen it, if you guys are not in my group, link is in the description. All right, so we're gonna get started. So this is how to leverage credit for real estate. This is something I've personally done, and I tell people all the time, this is something you guys should be utilizing. We're gonna talk about how to leverage credit for real estate, specifically how to use business credit cards for real estate. For any of my real estate folks, let me know in the comments if you guys, anybody, any real estate investors in the comments, let me know real quick before I start the presentation. Real quick, let me know in the comments any real estate, any real estate professionals or investors. Hello, Jack. Hello. Real quick, let me know in the chat. All right, we got a couple here. Perfect. Yep, Matt. We got Kenny, and we got Jack. So this is perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me see if let me just hit present. All right, so leverage credit for real estate. All right, so real quick disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes. I have to protect myself. I don't want to give you the information and then you guys come back. I heard this guy on the internet named Toby. He told me to do this and it didn't work out, whatever the case is. So this is quick disclaimer, entertainment purposes only. All right. So this is what I call the FHA Loan Biz Credit Hat. Does anybody know or is familiar with what an FHA loan is? Let me know in the comments real quick. Let me know in the comments if anybody is familiar with what an FHA loan is. All right. Yes. All right. Perfect. All right. So an FHA loan, this is a great program, especially if you're trying to house hack. This is something I did. So the benefits of an FHA loan, number one, low down payment, 3.5%. Number two, low credit score, 580 minimum credit score, right? Credit score can be as low as 500 if you put 10% down. Easy refinancing with an FHA streamline, low mortgage rates, higher DTI ratios accepted. Here's another gem. The down payment can be a gift. Let me say that again. The down payment can be a gift. All they need is a notarized letter from the gifter, the person who gives you the gift, because they want to know where that money came from. But essentially, it can be from a family, from a friend or a family for that down payment. You can choose between 15-year fixed or 30-year or adjustable rate term. And this is another gem. This is something I utilize. The seller can pay up to 6% of closing costs. Say that again, up to 6% of closing costs, and you got 3.5% down. All right. So this is what you're gonna do. Entertainment purposes only. All right. So what you want to do, you want to be strategic in your planning. So this is something I did. I talk a lot about it on my channel. I'm real big into real estate. I'm also big into leveraging business credit to get into real estate. So what you want to do is you want to target business credit cards. Why? Because the utilization does not report on the personal. That's number one. But specifically, you want to target 0% interest business credit cards anywhere between 12 to 18 months. Why? Because 12 to 18 months, that buys you some time, right? Because I'm going to talk about what you need to do. So you want to target 0% interest business credit cards, 12 to 18 months. And as an example, the reason you want 0% interest, because it's an interest-free loan. 30,000 at 0% interest. Anybody know what the monthly payment is on a 0% interest business credit card for 30,000? Put it in the chat. Anybody know what the monthly payment on $30,000 is 0% interest? Does anybody know what that is? Put it in the chat. 1%. So 1% of 30,000 is what? $300. Let me say that again. 1% of 30,000, the monthly payment is $300. The monthly payment on 50,000 is $500. 100,000 is $1,000. All right. So that's why it's so powerful. Exactly. 300. So for 30,000, you're paying $300 a month. Okay. So what you want to do, you get the 0% interest business credit cards anywhere between 12 to 18 months. You want to take the money off the card. I'm not going to talk about how to do that. That's another time for another video. You want to liquidate the credit cards. There's a lot of ways to do that. I'm not going to get into that. Anywhere between 10 to 30,000. As an example, I liquidated about 12 to 13,000 Then you want to deposit that into your personal checking account. Then you want to let it season for 60 to 90 days in the bank. Okay. And this is where it's important. The reason you want to let it season is because if you're applying for a traditional financing with an FHA loan, you're going to, the underwriter is going to literally look at your bank statements. They're going to see all the money that's going in and out of your account. But the reason you want to let it season for 60 to 90 days, because anytime after that, they're not gonna question or ask where that money came from. So what I did, and this was like 3-4 years ago, what I did, I deposited that money. I waited 2 months. Then I went through the process of getting pre-approved for a FHA loan, right? That way they didn't question where that money came from because they're going to ask if you're going to as an example, if you don't let it season in the account, right? And you have $20,000-$30,000 deposited into your bank account from the business credit card at 0% interest, they're going to ask you, where did that money come from? And you're going to have to prove to them where that money came from. You're going to have to show them where that money came from. Did it come from a gift? They just want to make sure there's no fraud or anything like that. So that's why you want to let it season in the account for 60 to 90 days, because then the underwriter will not ask where that money came from. And then what you want to do is then you go through the process, get the pre-approval. You want to apply for an FHA loan. It has to be a multifamily, obviously. Now with today's climate, as far as the interest rate, a duplex probably wouldn't make sense. I guess it depends on the region. But you would apply for a duplex, triplex, quad. You use the rent income to pay down the debt, right? Because you borrowed money. You just borrowed money at 0%. You still have to pay that back. You still have debt, right? So you use the income from the triplex or 2 other units to pay down that debt service. Use the rent to pay down the debt service and then cover the mortgage. And you literally come out of pocket zero. All right. Do you guys get that? Do you guys understand how powerful that is? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments real quick. I love this, Toby. Appreciate you. My guy Marcos. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He's a beast with marketing. Shout out to my guy Marco. All right. So then you essentially come out of pocket zero. Okay. Now, this is just me buying the property. It says business credit on my shirt. This was a couple years ago. And another hack that a lot of people don't know, FHA loans and VA loans are assumable. Does anybody know what that means? Does anybody know what assumable mortgages? Does anybody know what that is? Let me know in the comments real quick. My mortgage broker advised 90 days so that when you show them bank statement, it was not show the money you paid it in all. Yes, that's why I say 60 to 9 days. That's crazy that the mortgage broker is familiar with this process. So it's getting more popular. You got to thank me for that site now. Definitely. All right. So if you're not familiar with what an assumable loan is, someone can assume the loan. Yeah, it's exactly what it means, right? So if in today's climate, interest rates are what, 6.5%, 7%. Let's just say 7%. You can actually take over someone's loan if they had a lower interest rate and assume that FHA loan. Let me say that again. If someone had a 4% interest rate and it's an FHA loan, me as a buyer, I can assume that loan at that interest rate. Same goes with the VA. So FHA loans and VA loans are assumable. Does everybody get that? Right. You must still qualify, obviously. Yep. It's just FHA loan. The entry to barrier is just a lot lower than a conventional loan. So that's why you want to focus on FHA loans, lower down payments. Yeah, you would still have to qualify same way you would as an FHA loan. It's the same thing. It's just FHA loans in their terms. That loan can be assumed by another buyer. All right. Assume low interest rates, can assume current terms and lower interest rates. This is where it gets a little juicy for the people who are not familiar with business credit. Who wants to know how to buy a house literally with a credit card? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat if you want to know. Put gems in the chat if you want to know. I won't go to the next slide if you guys don't know. If you guys don't put gems in the chat. Yep, 100%. 100%. Loans are FHA and VA. A conventional loan is not assumable. Where is it? If you're gonna do a FHA loan, this is traditional financing, so it would have to be a personal name because they're gonna ask for W-2s, they're gonna ask for bank statements, they're gonna ask for tax returns. This is conventional financing. All right. Okay, we got gems. Didn't know that either. This is a gem right here. If you understand what I'm about to say, I know people who literally do this all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Anybody ever heard of Plastique? Put it in the chat. Put yes in the chat if you heard of Plastique. I'm sure a lot of you heard about this, but you don't know the power. Put yes in the chat if you heard of Plastique. Appreciate you. All right, but we got a lot of yeses. All right, there we go. Perfect. We got a lot of yeses. So here is what Plastique does. Okay, Plastique and Melo is another one. They essentially do the same thing. What Plastique and Melo do, it allows you to pay any vendor with a credit card as long as it's attached to an invoice. I'm going to say that one more time because a lot of you missed it. Plastique and Melo allows you to pay any vendor with a credit card as long as they can produce an invoice. Okay? Couple requirements. It has to be a business credit card. Okay? That's number one. But here is where the gem is. You can literally wire the funds to the title company. So as an example, I have a house, a fixer-upper for $50,000. I have a $50,000 credit card at 0% interest. I upload escrow instructions from the deal, right? You have to have a purchase and sale agreement. And then the title company sends wire instructions, right? You upload that to Plastique and Melo and use the business credit card to wire the funds to the title company. Guys, let me just say that one more time because I think a lot of you missed that. Guys, let me know in the chat if you guys understanding what I just said. Put it in the chat if you guys understand exactly what I just said. I think a lot of you missed that. Here's the other benefit though. You can use multiple credit cards for one transaction. So if it's 100,000, you can use 3, 4, 5 business credit cards to pay that house because you're buying it. So just so we're clear, if you got in a little late, I'm talking about 2 ways to creatively use business credit to get into real estate. Number 1 is traditional with an FHA loan, right? Use a business credit card, liquidate it, put the money in your bank account, season it, apply for an FHA loan, use the money from the business credit card as a down payment, use the tenants to pay back that debt. Okay, that's one way. The second way, this is more so for people who are like fix and flip investors who are buying houses cash, right? They don't have to borrow hard money. They don't have to borrow money. They can borrow money at 0% interest and buy the house cash because you're wiring the funds to the title company. Okay. You can fix it up. Another thing that you can do is you can pay contractors with it, right? So if you have a contractor and you're low on cash flow, what you can do is say, I'm not going to pay you cash. Hey, send me an invoice. Use that invoice, upload a Plastique, upload it to Melo. Pay that invoice with a credit card. Because this is where a lot of investors struggle. the cash flow rehabbing the property. And the reason I like credit cards, is because a couple things. Number one, it buys you time. Number two, you can get it at 0%, right? Number three, it's revolving. Let me say that again. It buys you time. It's revolving, so it never runs out. I can use it, pay it, use it, pay it, use it, pay it infinitely. Does that make sense? Guys, let me know in the chat if I'm dropping some gems. Let me know in the chat if I'm dropping some gems. Let me read some comments. Genius. There we go. Yes. So, yeah, so you can pay credit. So basically, you can fund the whole project using business credit cards because you can buy it with the business credit cards. You can fund it with the business credit card, right? Because if you have a contractor, and you're running low on cash, just use your credit card. The credit card is going to buy you time until you sell the property and make that profit and play it back. That's facts. Think about it. Hard money lenders are charging what? 12%, 11%. I've seen it up to 16%, and they charge it points. A point is 1% of the loan. So if it's 100, they could charge you 2 points. 2 points out of 100,000 is $2,000. That's just the extra profit they make. So buying it with a 0% interest business credit card saves you a ton of money on interest, saves you a ton of money, period, because and it helps with the cash flow as you're rehabbing the property because and that's usually how it is with hard money too. It's not like they give it to you. It's not like the house is worth 100 and then the rehab is 160 and they give you the 160. They do it in draws. So you actually have to have the money to pay for the material, pay for the labor, whatever. Like it's by draws. They don't give it to you all up front. They don't say, here's 160, here's $200,000, right? So a credit card just buys you time, and with something like Plastique or Melo, you can buy yourself some time. You can buy the house credit card. You can pay the contractors. You can literally do it the whole process with a business credit card. This is just an example of kind of what it looks like. This is the amount, and these are the fees. Obviously, it's not going to be free. They're going to charge you 3%, 2.9%. So this is essentially what it looks like when you use their stuff. So that is all I got, guys. Told you it was a quick presentation, but did everybody get here on time? And does anybody have any questions? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Plus, you're getting points. You could do the cashback, or you could just do the reward points and use that to travel, right? If you got 2% cashback, 2% cashback, 100,000. That's what, 2,000 or something, So, just wanted to hop on, do that quick presentation. I know it wasn't, 30, 40 minutes, but if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I kind of went through it pretty quick, but let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know in the chat. But did everybody get it? Did everybody understand the two ways to get creative and utilize the business credit in your advantage? Well, leverage. I like to use the word leverage the credit to create cash flow or to buy income. That's if you guys are not in my free group, link is in the description. Let me put it again, because a lot of people who's not in my free group. Who's in my free group? Actually, I should say that. Appreciate you, David. I'm just trying to provide as much value as I can. I'm going to scroll up to see if I see any other questions. But did you guys get some value tonight? Make sure you like this video. That way, what's the best cards to start with for a new business that hasn't built up credit? I always like the best of both worlds. High limits and rewards. And for those, in my opinion, I preach it all day, every day, all the time, and people disagree. Or for me, it's Chase and Amex. Chase and American Express. Chase gives out high limits, great rewards. Amex is easy to get into, great rewards. They have charge cards. I've seen it up to 600 plus thousand. Now you have to pay it off in full, but it's still beneficial. Hope that answers your question, Jack. There's so much value, guys. Guys, make sure you join that free group. Link is in the description. Let me put it one more time. Who is not in my group? Actually, let me ask that question. Who's not in my group? I tried it. I got receipts if you need it. Michael, let me go back to my picture. There we go. That shirt says business credit. We do this shit for real, Michael. We do this shit for real, Michael. And I jumped on for 10, 15 minutes to learn that quick how to avoid hard money. Gratitude. Appreciate you. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Me and him are a part of a mastermind. Great. All right. So if you're not a part of my group, let me share my screen, actually. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. So this is the group, right? We got about 436 members. We got about 5 members pending. First thing, what you want to do is you want to go in the classroom. You got all these free modules. Start here. You got personal credit. You got bank data points. This is stuff people actually pay for. You got funding sequences. And this one video, this one guy watched it, and he got 100,000 watching this video. 100,000 in funding. People charge 3, 5, even 10K for this information. Let's see what else. We got real estate investors. We do some calls when I bring on some guests. This is all free, by the way, too. E-commerce. Build a Shopify store. How to get business funding with bad credit. If you need business funding with bad credit, there's definitely ways to do it, but you have to have an actual real business with bank statements and stuff. Personal loans. Make sure you guys definitely check out my group. Let me stop sharing. You better get on it, Michael. Link is in the description. I'm about to apply for a personal Amex. Do you recommend applying for more than one Amex? Yes, you can do that. Yes. I don't have a personal Amex. I have all business, but I applied multiple. I got multiple cards. Any other questions? I want to hop off in about 5-10 minutes. I just wanted to do this quick presentation. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you guys have any other questions before I hop off. But if you guys are not in my free group, link is in the description. Keep posting it right there. Let's see what else. Again, this is what you guys get, right? You guys get free classes right here. I bring on some guests. It's just scheduling has been tough with all the other guests, but I try to bring on guest experts in real estate, e-commerce, business credit, and things like that. So, but these free classes right here, we got a community. People always help each other. They always ask questions. I try to get in there and answer the questions when I can. Free group again. Personal business. No, you can apply. It's if you want a personal Amex, you can. I don't have a personal Amex. I went straight to business. So um, what you can do is to know that if you're gonna get approved, Amex has a pre-approval um, pre-qualification where they tell you if you're pre-approved or not. So if it tells you you're pre-approved, it's a soft pull. They will tell you if you're approved or not. If you're pre-approved, you're 99.9. You're guaranteed to get the approval. So you can just apply for a straight business, or you can apply for a personal and then get business. I like the business because the account doesn't show up on the personal. But it's totally up to you, right? I went straight to business. I don't have any personal Amex. Same thing with Chase. I went straight to business. I got a personal. I got the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So again, it all comes down to your preference. Any other questions? Let me put them in the comments before I hop off. Put them in the comments. Put them in the comments. You can also use Square account to pay your contracts. There you go. Correct. The invoice must be legitimate in order to make a payment through 100%. Now, entertainment purposes only. I don't know. I don't know how deep they go as far as verifying the invoice. So I'll just say that, right? I don't know if they're like looking up. I paid it. I don't want to say it because then again, I don't want to get myself in trouble. But basically, I don't know I don't know how deep they go into verifying that invoice. But you do have to provide an invoice for them to accept it and allow the payment. Just join. Looking forward to the content. Appreciate you, Michael. Make sure you share this live out. Share my group. Watch my videos. Smash that like button. Any other questions before I hop off? Because my presentation is over. So I wanted to get through it really quick. But I hope you guys got it. Next week, let me know. Actually, how about this? Let me know in the comments real quick. What topics would you like me to cover? Let me know in the comments what topics would you like me to cover for the next live. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments real quick. Let me know in the comments before I hop off. Let me know what you guys would like me to talk about. I talk a lot about business credit, talk about leveraging that credit to create cash flow and to buy income. I'm looking. There we go. Let me see what else. Any other questions or any other suggestions on videos you would like me to make before I hop off? Step by step to get funding for a new business from zero. I've actually done a lot of them, but what I want to do probably, what I'm thinking about doing is once I get to 500 members, I'm going to probably do like a contest where I can, um, where I can where I can get someone and use them as like an example. Like I'll see their profile and I tell them this is what I would do if I was in your example. Let's go all the way up. Stacking credit card process. I got a whole bunch of those. I got like 10 videos strictly off of that. Make sure you join my free school group. I definitely do that all day, every day. I'm scrolling all the way up to the comments. Any other questions before I hop off? Any other questions? Some example of your life. Here's an example, David. I got you. Here's an example. That's an example right there. That's one example. All right, I'm about to hop off. Before I hop off, let me know if you guys have any questions. Last questions, last call for questions. Last call for questions. Last call for questions. About to hop off. Just wanted to get to that quick presentation. No problem. Make sure you follow Jackie. She got her own YouTube channel. Dope content. Just looking forward. All right, I think I answered all the questions. All right, guys, that's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.